Generosity is creative, beautiful, wise, hopeful, life-changing.
Welcome to the Generosity Habit. Today, I'm going to share with you the story of how generosity changed my life forever. I had my whole world rocked one Sunday afternoon many years ago at a retreat. The priest leading the retreat gave a talk describing his own experience of arriving at a new parish that was in financial distress. He dreaded going to the parish from the moment he was assigned, and once he arrived, he became increasingly anxious about the financial situation. One day, he called another priest who had been a longtime friend of his because he just needed to talk to someone about the situation. He hoped that his friend would console and encourage him, but instead, his friend challenged him to introduce tithing into the parish budget. The priest said, "I can't pay the bills as it is, and you want me to give 10% away? You're crazy." His friend replied, "It seems to me that you trust your money more than you trust God." This stung the priest right to his core. And over the next several weeks, he struggled with the idea. One day, he went over to the church at lunchtime and just sat in front of the tabernacle for a long time. Finally, he decided that he would lead the parish to become a tithing parish. On Monday, after the Sunday collections had been counted, he went down to the bank personally and opened a new account and deposited 10% of the collections into that account. Each month, for 20 years now, he has distributed 10% of the parish's income to various charities and ministries and people and families in need. Little by little, the people of the parish were also won over to the idea of tithing. Today, that parish is a vibrant spiritual community with excellent facilities and fantastic programs. It supports many ministries locally and beyond. The priest finished his talk that day by challenging us to consider tithing in our own lives. I was 30 years old, had been a Catholic my whole life, and nobody had ever asked me to consider tithing. I was convicted as I heard his talk that afternoon. Sure, I considered myself a generous person, but his talk challenged me to examine my financial giving. And what I discovered was that I was not particularly generous with money. The following week, I sat down and calculated what percentage of my annual income I had given to my parish and other charities over the past 3 years. The figure I came to was about 2%. Among Catholics, my generosity was better than average, but nothing special. Statistically, when compared with the general population, I was not generous at all. But, and we all have many buts in the area of money, the challenge to tithe seemed just too much to me. My financial commitments at the time made it seem impossible. I read quite a bit on the subject, and many would say, you have to take a leap of faith and just give 10% away. Right or wrong, I was not capable of that particular leap of faith. I prayed about it for a few weeks and kept recalling the original inspiration I had found on that retreat. Finally, I came to a resolution. I would increase my giving by 1% of my annual income each year until I reached 10%. I laid this plan before God in prayer, and I felt at peace. Over the years, it turned out I was able to increase my giving by more than 1% some years. When we reached 10%, my wife and I talked about how blessed we had been and decided that we would continue to increase our giving by 1% each year until it was no longer possible. Recently, I read about a very successful businessman who had committed to a reverse tithe. That is, each year he would live on just 10% of his income and give 90% to his church, to the poor, and to various charities. The path I have taken to become more generous with money is not the only way, but it has transformed the role generosity plays in my life. By becoming more generous with money, I've become more generous in my relationships and in every aspect of my life. So I encourage you to set a giving goal each year. Why? Well, lots of reasons. But high on the list is because I want you to experience the intense joy that comes from celebrating generosity in your life. Now, here's today's generosity habit. Calculate what percentage of your income you gave to charity last year. Give 1% more this year. Give 1% more each year until it is simply no longer possible to give more and at the same time fulfill your responsibilities. You will be amazed how this one habit will change your life in 100 ways. Make today a great day. Don't just be yourself, be your most generous self. And if you are enjoying these videos, share them with others, and you'll love the book. Click here and order your copy today.
Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. Have a great day.